Hi, I'm Sally-Shakti, Star Priestess and Visionary Writing Guide, and this is Venus DelMar. Hi, Venus.
I'm so grateful to be with you today.
So good that we're going to be chatting together, and you can see behind us that we're going to be talking to you about Manifestival 888, the 8-day online summit that's happening from the 12th to the 19th of July at 12 noon Pacific time. So we're going to tell you about our presentations, what we work with, what we do, how we channel, how we manifest, and why we would love you to join us for the Manifestival 888. So Venus, please tell us about you, and I would love to hear, how do you manifest?
Well, I absolutely love manifesting. It's such a fun thing that we get to do as humans is like pulling out from the invisible realms and making it physical and tangible, making the unseen visible. So it's a really fun practice for me. I've had a lot of experience definitely with writing, which is really cool because that's your area of expertise. And I've also manifested through sensations and through feelings, like generating a lot of feelings through my body. And that is one of the things that I have really chosen to dive into. It's this topic of sensuality. And sensuality is really being able to feel, to be embodied, to be in the body. And so I've worked a lot with dance and using the energy of dance, being super open in the body to manifest things in my life. I find it really fun and juicy to kind of literally create space in the body so that you create space to manifest the things that you want in your life. So that's one of the things, the core thing that I'm teaching for the Manifestival is how to manifest with this divine feminine energy. So I'm hosting a sensual dance power hour where we're really going to be working with circular motions, flowy motions to kind of get into that flow states where things just align and happen effortlessly.
Absolutely, we all want to be into get into that state, and I've participated in some of your dance classes. You are a sensual dance instructor, and I know that feeling that you can create. So I'm really curious to experience that in the Manifestival, because I feel like there's going to be a magnetic kind of vortex that you're going to help people create through our bodies and our dance and our sensuality to call in what we desire, and the life that's going to make us feel most alive and passionate and embodied.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. And just to give you a little like taste of what I have done and what I've created for myself, a small manifestation. I remember one day being on a dance floor and I literally did this big circular motion and I just started calling and I was like, you know what? I want a new pair of velvet pants. I really just want velvet pants. And I literally did this gyrating motion spiral dance with my spine. And sure enough, uh, about a month later, I wandered into this store in a different state, in a totally different country, and it was a store literally filled with velvet pants. And so I just had to laugh because it's these beautiful synchronicities that show us, like, oh, I was actually really open to receiving that. And I went to like the perfect place, full, like, I'm not kidding, full of velvet pants. And I was like, all right, well, here's my manifestation.
You got your whole choice of velvet pants.
Yeah.
I just want to pick up on the word that you just said there. You said about being really open to receive, and it feels like that's a beautiful feminine energy to be in for manifestation, because so often I feel that we can be kind of coming at manifestation from a very masculine perspective of like trying to push, trying to make things happen, trying to do something so that we get some result. And you just mentioned being in that really open, receptive space, which I sense is very sensual and magnetic, and that's how you're going to help us and show us and allow us to experience that energy of manifestation.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing all those beautiful words. Absolutely. It's definitely a passion of mine to encourage that sort of energy because that really is what attracts divine miracles. I have just it's just been proven time and time and again in my experience and in the experience of other beautiful beings that I've had the opportunity to work with. And yeah, I'm actually really curious about what you're going to be sharing for the Manifestival 888. I'll be sharing dance, and you're going to be sharing some magic around writing. I know that writing has had a big influence for me personally and in many other people's lives too on the topic of manifestation. So I'm just really curious what your personal take is with writing and manifestation and perhaps a little bit about what you're going to be sharing for the Manifestival.
Yay, thank you so much for your question. Yeah, writing is my superpower. It is the magic that I was kind of born with, and that I love, just helping people to tap into that power for themselves. And I would say, even when a lot of people come to me and they've had bad experiences with writing, especially at school, the way we're educated to believe that writing has to be perfect, it has to be correct, we have to do it right, we get judged on it, we get evaluated for it. That can cause a lot of damage. I actually call it writing trauma. It can cause a lot of damage to our openness and our receptivity that you were mentioning. You know, that we can approach writing from a much more playful, open, and inquiring perspective. And I feel that that's powerful in the ways that we can work with writing for manifestation. I mean, so many people, I think, are beginning to be aware of the power of words, the magic of words. You know, we have spells, we have prayers. We know that certain religions, many religions, in fact, talk about the world originating through a word or through sound. You know, sound vibration manifestation is incredibly powerful, and writing allows us to tap into that, as you said, Venus, in a way that actually we can bring manifestation from the unseen world into the physical world. For me, writing is a really physical process. It's really physical practice. And when we put words down on the page, we're actually bringing something real and concrete into this world that didn't exist before. And so we can approach that playfully. We can approach that with curiosity. And again, you know, letting go of this kind of idea that we have to achieve a particular result, or we have to get it right. Because I think although a lot of people do use writing for manifestation, I think there can also be some fear around that. I know myself, I had fear around writing for manifestation, and partly that's because I know the power of words. And when we hear a lot of teachings, especially around kind of like the law of attraction, we hear teachings to only say what's positive, only write positive things, only write positive affirmations, because we know the power of those affirmations. We know the power of our words. What happens if you write something and you write the wrong thing, or you write something and you end up manifesting something that you didn't want because you wrote something negative? You know, so I would for many years, I did not journal. You know, for many years before I started and developed my own journaling practice, I was afraid to journal because I was afraid of writing something bad that might then have negative consequences in my life. So what I want to really help people with, you know, when we look at writing as a manifestation tool, how can we overcome that fear of getting it wrong or saying something negative without bypassing, without being you know, in writing, writing is a way of releasing. Writing is a form of catharsis. So anytime we put our energy out onto the page, on one hand, we can be manifesting with it, and on another hand, we can be releasing it. And so there's a really powerful way that we can work with that polarity to be much more empowered with our own relationship to writing, so that we're not afraid of what we need to say. And then we can direct our thoughts, energy, and intentions intentionally to manifest what we want to create and to release what is perhaps what has been blocking us from co-creating.
Wow, that's really beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I definitely resonate with that almost like fear of getting it wrong or somehow that writing the negative thing would impact my manifestation. I've definitely experienced that. Do you have any kind of tips around how to navigate that, or like how to navigate the blockages or the limiting beliefs that may cause that fear or be actually blocking the manifestation itself?
I absolutely do. And I'm going to be sharing those with our Manifestival 888 people in the workshop. So I'd love people to come along and really get that help to overcome those fears and those blockages, because it can be done. It's definitely easy. I've got a really simple 15-minute practice that can help us with that. Because just as you were talking there about experiencing that fear of not speaking your truth, because, and I've had it too, I'm afraid to say my truth because I feel like it might have bad consequences, for example, because I know the power of words. As we're talking about that, I can feel it in my body. I can feel where it's getting stuck. It's creating blockage. So there are absolutely ways that we can express those fears onto the page and help to then move past and move through those blockages, and then direct our energy to what we want to create through writing and through words and through word magic practice.
Mm, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so excited to take your presentation and just learn something new. Even though I have been writing for so many years, there's a beauty in being able to deepen into any practice, regardless of whether you have some trepidations around it, like a bad experience or not. I personally have been very attached to writing and journaling and going through my own processes on paper my whole life. And I still know I could expand and deepen into that. And similarly with dance, we come from such a variety of different experiences and backgrounds, and being a human in this body, we know that there's always room to expand and evolve and get to our next level, our next evolution. And it's so helpful to have the support of people who have not only done it themselves, but that have this sort of wealth of wisdom and knowledge. So I am just beyond excited to be a part of the Manifestival. I'm so excited that you're a part of it. And we have all these amazing presentations. There's 8 speakers total over the span of 8 days. We are going deep into our juicy manifestation topics. We really want to support you and to serve you and help you in deepening in all of these beautiful modalities. So join us for the Manifestival 888. Sally and I will be there with our presentations, and you can sign up through the registration link down below in the comments. We cannot wait to see you there. So much love, so many blessings, and we will see you very soon inside the Manifestival 888.